Hi, this is Cynthia, and today I'm going to show you how to make this Amigurumi Yoshi doll. Now, I got this pattern from robotrish.com. It's a crochet pattern, but I really wanted to make it with Rainbow Loom bands, so I've adapted that tutorial to make this out of Rainbow Loom bands. Now, the bad thing about using these bands is that you can't control how big the stitches are, as if you're using a different size crochet hook. But, you know, as you can see, it still works out pretty good. The original pattern actually didn't have the eyes, as in this part of the eye, so I've had to come up with it myself. If you have a better way of coming up with it, just let me know in the comments. But for the actual tutorial itself, I'll be making this a little bit bigger, so it covers a bit more of the green. Okay, for this one I actually used original Rainbow Loom bands for the green part of the body, and I used off Rainbow Loom bands, as in the cheaper bands for this white part, but actually, as you can see here, it's actually snapping off a bit. And I only made this about 2 days ago, so if possible, please use the original band so you don't have this kind of problem if you want it to last a little bit longer. Okay, for this project you actually need a lot of bands. I think for the body itself I used about 5 to 6 packs of the body color, about 1 pack of the white for this part and the saddle, including the eyes, and probably about, I think, 200 to 300 bands for the red spikes. And for the boots itself, probably less than 1 pack. So since this is a lot of work, it's going to take you many days and a lot of patience. Please prepare a lot of time for you to do this. And I'll be splitting this tutorial into several pieces so that we can do like 1 piece at a time, and then you can take a break and I can take a break, and then we'll assemble everything all together on the last video. Okay, so for this tutorial I'll be doing the eyes. So I'm making everything purely with the Rainbow Loom hook. As you can see, you can use a crochet hook as well, but I prefer to use this because it's a little bit easier to grip the bands. You don't really need to know crochet to do this. I'll just be doing it really slow, but if you prefer that I speed things up a little bit, or I cut the parts where we do a lot of repetitive rounds, then let me know so I can make the videos a little bit shorter. Okay, so for the white part of the eyes, we're going to start by wrapping a white band around our hook 2 times to create 3 loops. I'm going to take another white band and we're going to chain 7 times. So to chain, this is the same thing as making a single chain. Pull everything through and reclaim. This is 1. Oops. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And 7, and reclaim. So now you have this chain. I think if you're used to making bracelets, you are quite familiar with this. So we're going to start by doing a single crochet from the first link. To do a single crochet, you'll be doing a lot of this, so it's quite easy once you get the hang of it. Just put your hook through the middle, pull it, take another white band, hook it to the end of your hook, pull it through this half, reclaim, and pull this end band through everything. and pull it tight. So you're going to repeat that through all the links. So as you can see, you're putting it through the biggest part, under that teardrop. Put your hook through, do the same thing. Hook a band through this loop, reclaim it, and then you're going to pull this band through everything. And we're going to do that for the next one again. Hook a band, reclaim, and pull a hook through everything. And we're just going to do this all the way. And this will be the last one. So once you've reached the end of that, you're going to chain one more. Pull it through and reclaim. And you're going to do another row of single crochets all across this chain. So put your hook in. Pull a band through this, and then pull this last band through everything. And you're going to continue to the next one. Pull through. I'm just going to go a bit faster. Pull everything. Next one. Pull through everything. Next one. Next one. Then this will be the last one for this row. Okay, now you're here, you're going to chain one again. Reclaim, and you're going to do another row of single crochets. So put your hook through, reclaim, pull that band through everything. Next one. And through everything. Next one. And this will be the last one for this row. Pull through everything, turn it around, chain one again. Now you're going to start decreasing, so it's going to have more of that triangular look. So to do this, you're going to put your hook through the first stitch, and then you're going to put it through the second one. So you've got it through all these. Take your band, pull it through both of the stitches, so one. This is the second one. Reclaim it, and as usual, pull this band through everything. So that's called a decrease, where you change two stitches back into one. So you're going to do the same thing for the next one. Put your hook through this stitch, and through this one as well. Take a band, pull it through both of the stitches, reclaim it, and pull this band through everything. And this will be the last one, so you're going to put it through this and the last stitch. Take your band, pull it through the first stitch, second stitch, reclaim it, and pull it through everything. So you're going to turn this around, chain 1 again, reclaim. So you have 3 stitches here, so this is where it gets a little bit wonky. You're going to decrease for the first 2 stitches. Take a white band, pull it through both stitches and everything. So you have 1 more stitch left. This is what you're going to do to close it up. You put it through this stitch. Oops. Take a band and you're going to tie a slip knot to fasten it off. So pull it, reclaim, and pull this part of the band through everything and pull tight. So this is the white part of your eye. When you stitch it on, it's going to be a bit bigger than this, but it's kind of a triangular shape. Now, for the pupil, it's just going to be 1 round of black bands. So I'll put this aside. So for the black part of the eye, you're going to make a magic ring with 4 stitches. So to do that, we're going to do the same thing with the black band. Wrap it around your hook 2 times to create 3 stitches. 3 loops. Sorry, I'm a bit blur. You're going to pull 1 black band through all of this, reclaim it, hold on to this, and make a slip stitch. Now you want to put it back through those 3 loops. Make sure you've got 3 there, and you're going to do single crochet, pull it through these 3 loops, reclaim it, and pull this through everything. So now you have 2 stitches. You want to do 2 more. So put this back through, make sure there's the 3 loops there, pull up a band through those loops, reclaim it, and pull this band through everything. So you're going to do that 1 more time. Don't know whether you can see it. Okay, put it in, take your band, reclaim, and pull that through everything. Okay, so now you've got to find that first teardrop that you did just now, the stitch, which should be this one. Put your hook through that and make a slip knot to close it off. And pull through, reclaim, and pull through everything and pull tight. Okay, so now you've got this circle thing. As you can see, it curves a little bit, so you want the part that sticks out to be on top. So get your white part just now, and you want to put this should be the pupil, roughly in the middle. I know it looks a bit small now, but you're going to stitch it on, so it's going to look a little bit bigger. So I want to ignore this for a while, so just put your hook through the back, pull this band through to the back. So this is how you're going to stitch on the pupil. You're going to stick your hook through any of these loops, the white ones, and you're going to find a teardrop in the black loop. Take a black band, pull it through that black thing and the white, reclaim it, and you're going to do a slip stitch. So you're going to find the next teardrop, do the same thing, through the white, anywhere will do, stick it through that teardrop, take a black band, pull that through everything, including the black band on your hook, reclaim it, and make a slip stitch. Okay, now you're going to move on to the next one, and just anywhere, go in, take a band, pull it through everything, and again slip stitch. So that's pretty secure. I'm just going to do one more just randomly through this one. Pull it through. Oops, what have I done? Okay. Yes. And pull it through everything. So that's your pupil stitched on. So what you're going to do with this is the same thing as we did to hide the back. Just pull this band through to the back. Okay, now turn around. So you have all these loose bands and you have this as well. I usually don't want to do anything with them for the moment. I just want to hide it because you'll be stitching this onto your actual eye. So what you can do, which you probably have a lot of like C clips and S clips. I know I do. I have probably about 1,000 of them. I'm just going to clip this together. Okay, so I have a S clip here, just to make sure the stitches don't come out. I don't think it will. And okay, now it looks a little bit messy, but once we stitch this on, it should look a little bit better. So we just need to do the green part of the eye and stuff it and stitch this on, and then that's our eyes done. Now you'll be making the actual eyeball. I'll be making mine in a mint colored green, but you can make it whatever color you want. So first of all, you need to make a magic ring with 6 stitches. So same thing, wrap your band around your hook to create 3 loops. Pull up a band, create a slip knot. This will be your first stitch. Put it back in, make sure there's 3 loops. Single crochet. Hold this there and pull this through everything. This is 2 stitches. Next, do that again. Single crochet, pull this through everything. That's 3. Put it back. This is 4. Five, and your last one. 6. Okay, now you'll be starting the next row. You want 12 stitches. So find your first stitch, this first teardrop, put your hook in, do a slip knot. So pull this through both, reclaim this, and pull this band through everything. So this is your first stitch. To make 12, you need 2 stitches in each teardrop. So we're going to go back into that same hole, and this time you're going to do a single crochet. So this makes 2 stitches. Find the next teardrop, put your hook through, single crochet all the way. This is 3. Back in the same stitch. Four. Next stitch. 5. Next. 6. Find the next one. 7. Back in the same one. 8. Next stitch. 9. Back in that same stitch. 10. Now your final stitch. 11. Same one again. This is your last single crochet. 12. If you want to check whether you've done this properly, you can just count your stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and your 12th one is on your hook. So for your next round you need 18. So what you're going to do is find your first stitch again, go through, single crochet, and this will be your first stitch of your next round. Now I like to use a C-clip as a stitch marker just to let you know where you first started. You can use anything you like, but since I have so many of these, I'll just put this on. So that's your first stitch. Now to do 18, for your next stitch you will need 2. So this is the first stitch. Find your next one. You're going to put 2 in this one. So 1, back in the same one, 2. We're just going to do 1 stitch in the next one, and 2 in the next. 1, 2. 1 in the next one, and 2 in the next. 1, back in the same stitch, 2. Next one will be just 1, 2 in the next, 1, back in the same stitch, 2. 1 in the next one, 1, 2 in the next, 1, back in the same stitch, and 2. Next one, just 1 stitch, 1, and the next one, which is the last stitch, you should have 2 stitches. So 1, 2. Now you've come to the end of this round. You should have 18 stitches all across. So for the next 4 rounds, you're just going to do a single crochet in each stitch. So you should have 4 rounds of 18 stitches. To do this, it's best to lay down 4 bands onto your work table so you can keep track of the rounds. My camera is a bit far, so I just keep it aside. So for the first round, you're going to go back into this first stitch with your stitch marker, which is my C-clip, single crochet, pull that through everything, remove this C-clip and clip it on this one, so you know that's your first stitch, and then just single crochet 1 stitch through each of the teardrops. This is the part where it can get a little bit boring, so if you'd rather me just stop and continue off once I've done the 4 rounds, just let me know. But for now, I'll just do it with you. And this will be your last stitch for this round. So that's one round. To start your second round, we're back here. So back into this first stitch, take a second band from your stash of 4, single crochet, and move your stitch marker. You'll see clips are a little bit fiddly, but it's just a bit easier to use. And this is the first stitch of your second round, and we'll continue. Single crochet in every stitch to make 18 stitches. I've actually decided to use off Rainbow Loom bands for this tutorial just because it's a lot cheaper, and I actually like the mint color, so I don't expect it to last, but just for the sake of showing you guys how to make it. They tend to be a bit stretchier as well, so when you stuff it, you know, you can see the stuffing inside, so yeah, if possible, just use the Rainbow Loom brands. It'll last a lot longer as well. And this will be the last one for your second round. So same thing, to start off your third round, you put it back in the first stitch of the previous round, take another band from your stash of 4, single crochet, move your stitch marker, and single crochets all through next few stitches to make 18. I'm actually not very good at crochet, which is actually why I wanted to try this design with Rainbow Loom bands. Crochet is a lot more difficult because you have to control the yarn and the tension, and I'm not very good at that kind of thing. So I guess this is a good start to learning crochet for anyone out there who wants to learn. Stitches are the same, it's just that you don't have to worry about how you hold the yarn and how tight you pull the stitches. And this is the last stitch for this round. Okay, our last round of single crochets. So take your last band from your stash, single crochet, and move your stitch marker. single crochet all through the rest of the 18 stitches. I hope by now you're getting the hang of this. It's a lot of repetitive work, so you should be pretty good by now. This is the last one. Okay, for the next round you're going to start decreasing it so it has more of a spherical shape. So what you're going to do is you're going to do single crochet in the next 2 stitches and then you're going to do a decrease. So to start this off, single crochet, this is your first stitch of your next round. Move your stitch marker, so that's 1. Another single crochet in the next stitch. This is 2, and you're going to do a decrease for the next 2 stitches. So in the next one and into the next one, pull a band through both of those stitches, reclaim and pull it through everything. So you're going to repeat that. So the next stitch you're going to do 1 single crochet, single crochet in the next stitch, and you're going to do a decrease. So in, pull up a band, pull it through both of those stitches, reclaim and pull through everything. I'm going to repeat that one more time, actually 2 more times. So single crochet, pull that through, next stitch, single crochet again, and you're going to do a decrease. So in through the next stitch, pull up a band through both of those stitches, reclaim and through everything. So one more time, single crochet in the next stitch, pull that through, next one, and a decrease in the next 2 stitches. So in the next one, into the one next to it, pull up a band through both and pull that through everything. So you should have 2 more stitches. You're just going to do single crochets in both of them. Single crochet, and then the last stitch, another single crochet. Okay, so now this is the last round. What you're going to do is the same thing again, 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches and a decrease. And you're going to do this 2 times. So for the next round, single crochet, move your stitch marker. This is 1, next stitch, single crochet, 2, and you're going to do a decrease for the next 2 stitches. So into both of those stitches, pull up a band, pull it through everything, reclaim, and again single crochet in the next one, single crochet in the next one, decrease over the next 2 stitches, so in and in to the next one, pull a band through those 2 stitches, reclaim, and pull through everything. So you should have 6 stitches left, so we're just going to do single crochets in the remaining 6 stitches. 1, next one, 2, next one, 3, next one, 4, next one, 5, and the last one, 6. Okay, so this is the end of your eyeball. You're just going to fasten it off by putting it through the first stitch, pull up a band, pull it through everything, and create a slip knot. Pull this tight. Okay, you can now remove this. And the next step is to stitch on the white of the eye. So grab the white you had just now. You can position it wherever you want. Let's say right in the middle. Yes. So I want to ignore this. Just tuck it in. So we're just going to stitch this on like how we stitched the black pupil. So just put it through some of your random green bands or body color and through the white. Take a white band, pull that through everything on your hook, reclaim it, and do a slip stitch. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way around. I'm not really particular about which bands I go through as long as it just stays on, because in the end it still looks roughly the same, so you don't have to really look hard for which stitches you need to go through. As long as it's fastened, it should be fine. Oops. Oh no. Okay. Sorry, this part is really fiddly, but you're going to do a lot of this stitching to put everything together. And just one more. And pull tight. Okay, now what you're going to do is pull this loose band through to the other side. Kind of turn your eyeball inside out if you can. Go through some random bands at the back. Pull this through and just secure this with a C-clip or an S-clip so it doesn't come out. Okay, turn it right way through. Okay, now you're going to get your fiber fill and stuff it. Stuff it as tight as you can, without it really like coming through the bands. This thing uses a lot of fiber fill. Okay, once you have that, go back to the beginning of this video and make another one. You need 2 eyes. I've already made one. It looks a little bit loopy, but I'll show you the end product. Looks pretty good. Okay, so go back and make another one and we'll continue with the head after this. Now that you've made the eyes, you're going to start making the head. So first of all, we're going to make a magic ring with 6 stitches. So loop 1 band around your hook to create 3 loops. Pull up a band, slip knot, hold on to this, go back into that circle, so 3 loops, single crochet, oops, so this makes 2 stitches. Go back into that circle, so the 3 loops there, single crochet, again, it's your 4th stitch, this is 5, and 1 more. We're going to increase the number of stitches to 12 stitches in 1 round. So find your first stitch, your first teardrop, put your hook in, do a slip stitch, so pull this through everything, reclaim, and pull this band through. So this is your first stitch. Put in your stitch marker or your C-clip to mark the first stitch. So this is stitch 1. You're going to go back in through that same stitch and you're going to do a single crochet. This is 2. So to make 12, you have to do 2 stitches, 2 single crochets in each one of these teardrops. So next stitch, 1, go back into the same stitch, 2, next stitch, 1, same stitch again, 2, next stitch, 1, same stitch again, 2. Just going to do this all the way around. So next stitch, 1, same stitch again, 2. This one should be your last one. So next stitch, 1, same stitch again, 2. So now you've completed this round. For the next round you're going to do 18 stitches, so it'll be the same as the eyes. Put this back through your first stitch, single crochet, move your stitch marker. So for this round you're doing 1 stitch followed by 2 stitches in the next, and you're just going to repeat that all the way around. So this is 1, we're going to go into the next stitch and do 2. 1, 2. Moving on to the next stitch, you're just going to do 1 single crochet, 1, and you're moving on to the next stitch and you're going to do 2 single crochets. So 1, go back into the same stitch, 2. Moving on to the next stitch, you're just going to do 1. Next stitch, you're going to do 2. 1, go back in, 2. The next stitch, just 1. Second stitch, this one's 2. Next stitch, 1. Next stitch, 2. Next stitch, 1. And your final stitch should have 2. 1, go back in, 2. So this is you've just finished your round of 18 stitches. The next round you're going to have 24 stitches. So to do that, you're going to do a single crochet in the first 2 stitches, and the next stitch will be an increase of 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So to start your next round, put that into your first stitch, 1 single crochet, move your stitch marker. Next stitch will be another single crochet. Next stitch will have an increase, so that's 2 stitches in this one. 1, back in the same stitch, 2. So you're just going to repeat that pattern throughout. So the next stitch will be 1. Next stitch, 1 again. Next stitch will have 2 stitches. 1, back into the same one, 2. Next 2 stitches will have single crochets, so this is 1. Next stitch will have 1 as well. Stitch after that will have an increase, so there's 2 single crochets in this one. 1, 2. Repeat that. Next one, 1. Next one, 1 as well. Next one will have 2. 1, go back in, 2. Moving on. 1 stitch. Next one. 1 stitch. Next one has 2. 1. go back in, 2. Going to repeat that. Next stitch has 1. Next stitch also has 1. And the next stitch has 2. 1. Go back into the same stitch, 2. So now you've completed your other round of your 24 stitches. For your next round, you're going to have 30 stitches all around, and to do this, you'll do a single crochet in the first 3 stitches and then an increase in the next one, and do this all the way around. So to start your next round, put this back in the first stitch, single crochet, move your stitch marker. This is 1 stitch, go into the next one, single crochet. This is 2 stitches, next one, single crochet, 3. So after you do 3, the next stitch will have an increase. So there's 2 single crochets in this stitch. So 1, go back in, 2. And you're going to repeat that pattern, so the next 3 stitches have single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and an increase in this stitch. So 2 stitches in this one. First stitch, go back in, second stitch. Next 3 stitches, single crochets, 1, 2, next one, 3, and an increase in this one, so 2 stitches. First stitch, go back in, second stitch, single crochet for the next 3, 1, next one, 2, next one, 3, and an increase in the next one. So first stitch, go back in, second stitch, next stitch, 1, next stitch, 2, next stitch, 3, increase in the next one, first stitch, go back in, second stitch, next one, 1, next one, 2, next one, 3, and your last stitch will have 2 single crochets. 1, go back in, 2. Now you finish this round, your next round will have 36 stitches. So to do that, it will be the single crochets in the first 4 stitches and an increase in the next. So start your first round, go into this one, single crochet, move your stitch marker. So this is 1. your next stitch will have 1 as well. This is 2. Next one, 3. Next one, 4. Your next stitch will have 2 single crochets. First one, go back into same stitch. Second one, next stitch, 1, next one, 2, next one, 3, next one, 4. After 4, your next stitch will have an increase. First stitch, go back in, second stitch. Next 4 single crochet, 1. Next one, 2. Next one, 3. 4. Next stitch will have an increase. 1. Back to the same stitch. This is the second stitch, so this is your increase. Next 4 stitches, single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase in the next stitch. 1, go back into the same stitch, second stitch. Next one, single crochet, next stitch, single crochet. This is 2, next one is 3, 3. Next one, 4, and the next stitch has an increase. First stitch, go back in, second stitch. Next 1, next one, 2, next one, 3, next one, 4, and your final stitch for this round should have an increase. First stitch, go back in, second stitch. So now you've completed this round, which has 36 stitches. So now you've completed that round of 36. The next 5 rounds you're just going to do single crochets all around. So that's 36 stitches in each round for 5 rounds. So as before, just prepare 5 bands so you know how many rounds you're doing, and put that on your work table. I'm putting it aside since my camera is quite far away, just so you can keep track of what rounds you're doing. So I'm just going to keep quiet while I do this. You can just follow along. I won't be doing much talking. This part's really simple and repetitive, so if you want me to cut it out in future videos, please let me know. Just single crochet in each stitch. This isn't actually difficult to do, it's just really time consuming, which is why I said you need a lot of patience. And just making sure you keep track of the rounds and how many stitches you're doing in each one. And of course, a lot of bands. Okay, that's my first round done, so let's start with our second round of 36. So grab a band from your stash, just so that you know this is your second round, and move your stitch marker and continue on single crochets all the way. Just ignore all the annoying background noises. I'm actually doing this in my office, so it gets a bit noisy. There's not enough light at home. Okay, now you finished. I finished my second round, so I'm going to start on my third round. And move my stitch marker. If you think this is boring, the snout and the body is a lot bigger, so you're going to have to do a lot more of this. Okay, and then this is the last one for my third round. Just gonna stop here for a while. I need to refill my bands. I'll be back for the last 2 rounds. Okay, now to continue on the last 2 rounds of single crochets to make 36 stitches. This is the 4th round. My bands are extremely sticky, so it takes a while to separate them, so apologies if I'm going really slow. This is the last one of your 4th round. I'm starting off my last round of 36 stitches. Obviously, if you do this with crochet, it's going to be a lot faster, so you don't have to keep reaching for bands. This is the last one. So once you've completed your 5th round of 36 stitches, you're going to start decreasing it so it looks more like a sphere. So your next round will have 30 stitches, and to do that you're just going to reverse what you did to get 30 stitches previously. So you'll be doing 4 single crochets in each stitch. Sorry, let me rephrase that. For the next 4 stitches you're going to do a single crochet in each one, and then you're going to do a decrease for the next 2 stitches. So to start this, you're going to do a single crochet for, this will be your first stitch of your next round, which would have 30 stitches. Move your stitch marker. This is 1. Next one, 2. Next one, 3. Next one, 4. Next one you're going to do a decrease, so you're going to put your hook in the next stitch and into the next one as well. Pull up a band through both of those stitches, reclaim the end, and pull that through everything. So that's your decrease. So your next one, you're going to do a single crochet next 4 stitches. So 1, next one, 2, next one, 3, next one, 4. So the next 2 stitches you're going to decrease, so put your hook in and in, pull up a band through both of those, reclaim it and pull through everything. So next 4 stitches, single crochets. 1, next one, 2, 3, next one, 4, and you're going to do a decrease. Put it in, put it into your next one. So you have 2 stitches on your hook. Next one, 1. Next one, 2. Next one, 3. Next one, 4. And you're going to do a decrease over the next 2 stitches. So put that in, second stitch, pull up a band through both stitches and single crochet. Single crochet for next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to decrease the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. 2 stitches are in your hook. Decrease, single crochet. Next, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last 2 stitches you're going to decrease. So put your hook there, put your hook through, and pull up a band through both stitches, reclaim, and you're done with that row of 30. Next row will be 24, so you'll be doing the opposite of how you got 24. So single crochet in the first 3 stitches and a decrease for the next 2 stitches. This is 1, 2, 3, and decrease. I hope you're getting the hang of this by now. 1, 2, 3, decrease over the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and next 2 decrease. So you're just going to continue that pattern. Next one, 1, 2, 3, and a decrease over the next 2 stitches. Continuing, 1, 2, 3, and a decrease over the next 2 stitches. One, 2, 3, and decrease over the last 2 stitches. Once you've finished your round of 24, you're going to make another round of 18 stitches. To do this, you're going to do a single crochet over the next 2 stitches and a decrease over the next 2 stitches, and you're going to repeat this all the way around. So put this back into your first stitch, single crochet, move your stitch marker, that's 1, into the next stitch, single crochet, and a decrease over the next 2 stitches. So into the next 2 stitches, pull up a band through both and complete your single crochet. So next stitch, 1, next stitch, 2, and a decrease over the next 2 stitches. Once again, next stitch, 1 single crochet, next stitch, single crochet, and a decrease over the next 2. Reclaim and pull. Next stitch, 1 single crochet, next stitch, another single crochet, and a decrease over the next 2 stitches. Reclaim and pull. Once again, next stitch, single crochet, next stitch, single crochet, and a decrease over the next 2. Oops, let me do that again, sorry. Okay, once again, single crochet, single crochet, and a decrease over the last 2 stitches. So now you've completed your round of 18 stitches. You're going to stuff this part with fiber fill. So I'm just going to keep this around my hook and I'll begin stuffing. Stuff as much as you can so that his head's really round. think I'm just going to put a bit more. Okay, so once you're happy with that, you're going to make another round of stitches, and this time it's going to have 12. So to do that, you're going to have a single crochet in the first stitch and a decrease over the next two, and repeat that all throughout. So let me go back to the first stitch, single crochet, move the stitch marker, next one is a decrease, so into the next stitch and the next one, pull up a band through both stitches and through everything. Next stitch, single crochet, and next two is a decrease. Next stitch, single crochet, and a decrease over the next two. Next stitch, single crochet, oops, what have I done? Let me just do that again, sorry. And a decrease over the next two stitches. It's a bit more fiddly when you have stuffing in it, so just take your time. Next one, single crochet, and a decrease over the next two. Next one, single crochet, and a decrease over the last two. So now you're done with your round of 12. Your last round will be a round of 6. So to do this, you're just going to decrease over the two stitches all the way around. So in, put your hook in through the first one and the second one, do a decrease here. Finish your single crochet and move your stitch marker. And decrease all the way. Oh no. And your final one. If you still have a hole there, it's okay, we can fix that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the first stitch again. I'm going to tie a slip knot. Pull tight. Then I'm going to go through this stitch, the opposite one, just to close off that hole. And tie another slip knot. You don't have to worry about this end being ugly, you can just, it'll be covered up later. So this end, you can just put another C or an S clip just to close it up. And what I like to do is I just push this in into the stuffing just to hide it. And there you have your head. So for the next part, we're going to do the snout.